Good morning, everybody. How are you? Happy Sunday morning. Apologies for just being a few minutes late. I was having some trouble going live on Instagram. I don't know why. It had nothing to do with me, it had all to do with Instagram. But anyway, here we are. It is Sunday. It is an absolutely beautiful day outside today. I'm here in my little cottage just to connect with you for a little bit. And this morning, I would like to talk to you about the higher awareness. Many of us are truly walking a path in life where we are trying to be guided by and really listen to the higher awareness inside. And it's interesting because this morning I was thinking about that and I was reflecting on my past and I was thinking about my childhood, and I'm always fascinated and interested really in how me right now, my present awareness, who I am in life, what I'm doing in life, where I am in life, is absolutely the awareness, the person who was comforting, guiding, and trying to comfort and guide the younger version of myself, especially when I was experiencing the worst of my life, right? So I'm really always fascinated with that. And then I often sometimes try and wonder what part of my intuition, my knowing, is the higher awareness communicating with me now. So we go through life, being the ego, being our identity, trying to listen to the higher awareness inside. And I have to tell you that what truly does happen to you at a certain point, and I'm not saying you don't stop learning, because we're always learning. The path of enlightenment is a never ending journey, right? So when you're listening to the higher awareness inside, it gets to a point where you actually become the higher awareness. And that's what we're all trying to achieve in life, is to become the higher awareness. To know that that voice that is inside us, guiding us, speaking to us, is actually us. So for me, again, when I looked back on my childhood and I reflect on it, and I absolutely unequivocally know that the person I am, this let's say these last, including now this whole last 10-year period. Excuse me. Um, Let me just lower that volume down on my computer here for a second so you don't hear that. Sorry. The last 10 years of my life, it has been this person. Well, we're always guiding our younger selves. It's always the older selves guiding the younger selves. But for me, at this point in my life, this was really the voice communicating and connecting with the younger version of myself. So this morning, I was in the shower, I was getting ready, and I was reflecting on the higher awareness. I was thinking about the communication and connections I have had throughout my life, especially with my younger self. And as I've mentioned once before in conversation, I started to think about what voice, what internal knowing do I have currently now that is the older version of myself, the version of myself tomorrow, or centuries from now, whatever, with the higher awareness speaking inside. And it kind of just dawned on me, and again, not being egotistical and not saying that we're not always learning, but at some point, if you are on a path of enlightenment and you are following the guidance of the higher awareness, if you are listening to the higher awareness, at some point you become the higher awareness. And I realized today that for the most part, as I said, we're always learning, so there's always going to be a for the most part. Uh, I am like the living higher awareness for myself. When I think and reflect on the future, the communication doesn't feel the same as it did when I would connect and communicate or feel it and receive it as a child. And it doesn't feel the same as when I sit and consciously connect and send those words or that insight and intuition back to the younger self. What I feel in the future, what I feel and what I receive, it's it kind of extends past me in a sense, and it doesn't really, it transcends time. Thank you. It transcends time because man-made time, we look at things as days, weeks, months, minute. It transcends that human aspect of time because that doesn't really exist. So when I think about the future, when I think about that and I feel those and I try to connect with it, or when I'm receiving, it's all now. It's all happening now. That's why just before, when I was saying these last 10 years is really the me that has been communicating with the younger self. But I really kind of feel now that as I always refer to it as the knowing, I refer to it as the knowing. It's not something you have to think and reach for or wait to receive. Just when you open yourself up to the awareness of whatever it is you're thinking about or trying to understand, it's there. Yeah. Let me explain that one more time. Okay. So when you're reflecting on the future, when you're thinking about now, when you're trying to understand how to get through a situation, or what's the best way to do this, or anything, when you're anything, when you go deep within or go within to get those answers, they're there. It's already there. It's an instantaneous type of a response and reaction. So it's not really a receiving, it's more of a living in that state of knowing and awareness. And as I said, we're still learning and growing because I'm still trying to understand that now. And that's kind of the path of enlightenment. As we reach and you attain these different levels of ascension, once you're in that level, it doesn't mean, hey, I got it. You've got to now work to understand that new level. Think of what I'm saying. And, let's use something like martial arts, for example, right? You get your white belt, right? So we're born into the world, white belts. You get your white belt, you start learning stuff, you get your next belt. You're learning more, you get your next belt. You're not just given these new levels because you're here for a length of time, because you're doing something. It's because you're training, you're focused, you're dedicating and disciplining yourself. So it's the same thing when you're on the path of enlightenment. Okay, what do I need to do to be on my path of enlightenment? My higher awareness is telling me meditation, top of the list. Diet, change your diet, foods, more separation and disconnection from the social environment and world around us. So that's three things right there that you know right off the bat, just right there, instantaneously. Right? I don't deny it. I don't argue it. I don't second guess it. Well, meditation's a little hard for me. Well, I like to eat junk food. I don't do that. I receive that information. That's it. That's it. It's there. Don't question it. And it's the same for you. Stop second guessing and self doubting. So you've got this first level. You're on this level. You're making these changes now. You're working to do this. You're disciplining yourself. You're conditioning yourself. You're breaking old habits and forming new habits to meditate and sit in the silence and reflect on your thoughts and see your thoughts and understand your thoughts and forgive your thoughts and let your thoughts go. And you're changing your diet. You're letting the bad foods go and you're bringing in good foods. And you're starting to do this. Okay, so I understand this. Oh, but look, I've done all these things and now I'm resonating even higher. Wow, treating my body good physically and treating my soul mentally good by going within and repairing, healing, connecting. Wow, this is great. It has elevated me to this new level of understanding and seeing. But what does this new level of understanding and seeing entail? What do I have to give to receive from it? What do I have to give and connect with it to understand more? Oh, that's what it is. It's what we're seeing, our perspective. It's creating the world around us. Here we go. We're going up again, right? So I did taekwondo as well. So think of this. We're going up. We're going up. Taekwondo, hapkido, and some kung fu actually, and a lot of boxing. So a lot of martial arts. 7 years old to 22 years old, boxing. So as we're ascending in consciousness, going up to these new levels, new things start opening up to us, new frequencies, new vibrations, new senses of communication, new senses of awareness, new senses of understanding, an internal knowing, a new connection with the world around you. These are now the things that you want to take the time to start to explore and start to understand because these are the levels. And as I mentioned before, as you're listening and following and understanding these signs and the guidance and all of this of the higher awareness and letting the universe present itself naturally before you, you reach a point, you get to a point where it's like, you hit the ceiling in a sense. It's not the end, it's not a cap, it's not, doesn't mean there's nothing after it, but what it is at that point is everything is there available for you now. Now you've got to really, really go deep within and connect with this to understand how to utilize this aspect, this tool, this gift of the universe, this knowing. When you, I mean, when you reach those levels, to where you can just see, feel, hear, and understand differently, you just want to understand more of it. And that's for me why I, I understand, why the great masters and the great teachers have all really isolated themselves. When you look in the past, they've all lived in their monasteries and their caves and their temples and within their communities and circles and very close knit people around them, and they've distanced themselves. And it completely makes sense. It absolutely makes sense. We're born into this world, we engage this world wide open, and then we come back to a point where we understand within that single thing that was born into the world is everything, and we make a complete circle, right? We're born, we experience life, we come back to that singular point, and then we leave this world. So that whole separation, that whole isolation, that whole it's not a negative disconnection. You're just rising above things that don't vibrate at your level anymore, and you need to elevate yourself above them to resonate in your truth and to understand. And so you have this disconnection, this separation, and that is that point when you're gonna still learn and stuff, but I'm telling you, it's the most beautiful thing. And all of you are trying to achieve this. And what happens is we try and take all of this, and because we're so conditioned to just want to be with each other and hang out with each other, we want to find ways to bring ourselves back into that whole societal aspect and deliver it. And I'm telling you, you have to protect yourself. You've got to be very careful. I kind of want to end the conversation right there because I'll definitely take it into a different direction. But you are on a path uh, of enlightenment. And if you listen and follow the guidance and knowledge of the higher awareness, at some point you will become the higher awareness. And when you become the higher awareness, you will really see, feel, and understand things in such a way that that peaceful silence, I can see it. Like when I close my eyes, it's like if you saw just almost a black scene with white drawn mountains and just almost a grid above it. You're just above reality. You can see how it's held together and how it's manifested and how it's created. So your mind's not functioning on what's for dinner and who's for president. It's completely trying to understand and connect with an entirely new aspect and level of reality. And you realize that you are this entire thing, this entire abyss, this entire manifestation above you and below you, as above is below, right? So I I can't stress to you enough. I can't emphasize to you enough that closing your eyes and just listening to yourself, talk to yourself, go through your thoughts and your emotions. Just understand that this is a absolute cycle. And the more you keep going within and purging that stuff out and letting it go and bringing back in more light and letting that light out and bringing back more awareness and elevating yourself, that circle, you're going to get to that point where you are the higher awareness. You realize the higher awareness is the individual, is that lonely, silent little energy, and you're not afraid of it. It's nothing to be afraid of or have a fearful perspective of. It's the most beautiful thing. And you'll sit there and go, oh, I want to be this. I want to fall into this and just be this. And it is the forms of attachment, our friends and our family, and the wants and needs of the ego that keep pulling us back into that area. And we've got this little dance, you know. So I guess the journey for me personally, the part of the journey I'm on right now is really trying to just come to terms with letting go of certain aspects, certain parts of my life. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. But if you don't follow that divine inner knowing and knowledge, your life is going to be terrible. It's just, you're going to be very unhappy. It's going to be chaotic. It's going to be frustrating. It's going to be sad. It's going to be depressing. And it's because you're not surrendering to that truth and that higher awareness inside. And when you do, and when you try to and realize what surrendering actually entails in many cases, it's very, very, very hard, very hard, very hard to let things go and even consider and contemplate some of the things that we have to contemplate. But you got to do it. You got to do it. It's the whole purpose of being here, to learn and to understand and to grow and see what's next, right? So, as I said, meditation is probably the single most important thing that you can do in your life. And getting some quiet time. I can't emphasize how important it is for you to sit in silence. Your eyes and ears and mind and everything is processing noise and information all day long, and literally, physically, noise, sound. You are processing sounds that you are not even aware of because you're just so used to the background noise and everything going on. You have to allow yourself that time to sit in true, pure silence. You have to allow yourself to sit in pure silence. I don't care if it's in the bathtub. I don't care if it's in the bathroom. The car, if you've got a car, it's a really good one, man. It's a good one. You do your little errands and trips and just stop. Just sit in the car, man. Before you turn it on, don't pick up your phone. Forget the radio. Just tune in to yourself. Allow yourself that opportunity to do that. Thanks. Um, that's so funny. Um, but allow, well, it's kind of, I can even touch, I can actually, it's not off topic. My hair. I always cut it and cut it and cut it and cut it for the simplicity and stuff like that. I don't get haircuts, I buzz it myself. But I got to a point where, I used to try and let it grow longer when I was younger and stuff. And I always get, your hair gets to this point where you just, nope, got to get it cut. You either got to fight through it and deal with it looking like absolute just a complete mess of shit for weeks and months, or you got to get it cut. And my son, my oldest son, Kyle, his hair now is probably about down to here. And it went from here to here so fast. But anyway, it's probably because he moved out and he's got a lot less stress in his life now. But anyway, he would come out of the bedroom and he would just completely have Einstein head, and I would laugh and he'd say, what am I going to do, man? I got to go through it. And I'd be like, put that shit in a ponytail, and he just didn't. And I wake up like that every morning. I took a picture a few days ago and was going to post it, and I just said, no, it's just a little too Arthur Fleck. It was just completely just insane and crazy. And so I, to be completely honest with you, am at that stage right now. Well, the early aspect of that stage, I promised myself I would not get a haircut for at least a year. And I don't even think I'm 6 months in right now. And I really, have been tempted, but I'm going to. But that's why I always have the glasses on, because on my head, because it's kind of like my little hair beret. It just keeps it in place for the meantime. And so, as a matter of fact, I thought about it. Do I cut it, or do I let it grow? And to be completely honest, if I close my eyes and I just, ask within, let me see myself, show me myself in a year from now, yeah, I'm a lot more gray. That's not cool. But I can definitely see my hair is definitely much longer than it is now. So, as I said, I don't deny what I feel inside anymore. If it feels right, if I know I'm going to be able to put my head down on my pillow at night and go to sleep peacefully and beautifully and wake up the same way, then I do it and I experience it and I take part in it, because I truly understand that I am living the aspects, the frequencies, the vibrations, and the level of the higher awareness. And it has so much to show my stupid little ego, right? So, when we find that balance, hey, it's me, and this is happening to me. Well, it's not you, it's actually me doing it to you, but it's not any of you, it's actually me up here doing it all to you. When you start to realize that and surrender to that truth, things become pretty unique. I recently had a conversation. We're going to meditate in 2 minutes. I recently had a conversation with somebody, and they were explaining aspects of their life, and some of it was dark, and some of it, whatever was going on. And I was giving them all the right answers, and they were like, none of this bothers you? And I was like, oh, no, not at all. And they were like, you really are a very unique and interesting individual. And I actually, for what it's worth, I liked that. I enjoyed that, and I took it as a compliment, because I've spent a great deal of my life trying to please everybody around me, thinking I was trying to please myself, when uh, all along it was that entire chase and pursuit that was not only making me and keeping me unhappy, but it was the very thing that was distracting me from living and embracing the truth that has been speaking with me since I am a child. Okay? Should check out the Toltec Art of Dreaming. I would screen cap that. Toltec Art of Dreaming. Toltec Art. Hold on. One second. It's a little dusty. Toltec Art of Dreaming. I definitely will. Excellent. 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 I will definitely, absolutely look into it. It's interesting. I have a massive stacks of books that are just calling my name. I'm a very apprehensive reader, because of its great influence over us, and I don't mean that in any demeaning and derogatory way to anybody who loves to read. It's just my personal take, but I will dig into it, and I will buy this, because I just have this notion that, I have a feeling that at some point I'm really gonna just enjoy digging into all these books, because maybe I'll take more time off social media, and that's what I'll do. Who knows? But I do appreciate that. So let's meditate. If anybody does want to meditate, I definitely do want to meditate. I think my coffee's just about done. My decaf. And higher awareness. Okay. Not a big fan of jeans, but these are really comfortable, and I've been enjoying them. I don't wear jeans often. So, meditation today. What is it we need in our lives? We need, just like I said, more silence, more silence, more silence. And I've talked enough. Let's close our eyes, do that. However you want to sit right now, whatever is the absolute most comfortable position for you to be in right now, do it. I don't care if you're sitting, laying, standing. I don't care where you are, what you're doing. Just close your eyes. And as far as breathing today, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it right now. You're breathing anyway. You breathe all the time without worrying about it, without thinking about it. I'm sure all of you right now are just letting your bodies acclimate to the room around you with your eyes closed. You can hear the sounds, you can feel the room. You have thoughts in your mind. You're thinking about some of the things I've said, some of the things in your mind that it has made you think about. That's okay. This is who we are right now. This is where we are right now. This is every single one of our individual present moments. So, let's take a deep breath into the center of our chest and just embrace this moment. Whatever's going on around you, wherever you are, breathe deep in. Feel that inside, hold that gently inside. Embrace all of that energy that that breath has for you. And with me together, all over the world, wherever we are, let that out with gratitude. Breathe in again, deep into the center of your chest. Your fear, your anxiety, the tension in your body, relax your body into the breath. Let it settle in. Relax your face. And like a comfortable, gentle sigh of relief, let that big, deep breath out. One more good breath in. Feel that breath just flow and go right down your body, traveling inside. A gentle weight moving all the way down to your seat, connecting with you and the earth, holding you, grounding you, tethering you to this reality. Bring that energy back up with gratitude. As you take another breath in, bring your eyes up towards the forehead, underneath, keeping them closed, of course. Look up towards the forehead and gently between the eyes, looking right into the center of your forehead. Deep breath in. Hold that position. Hold your eyes looking up, directed to the center of the forehead. You can feel the mind, the skin, the frequency. As you slowly let that breath out, you can feel the energy around your crown tingling, your head getting lighter. Again, a deep breath into the center of the chest, bringing the eyes into that position again, looking up into the center of the forehead. pulling pressure down with your eyelids. And relax the eyes and body as you release that breath. One more time, draw a deep breath in, focusing the eyes to the center of the forehead, bringing the pressure down with the eyelids, looking up to the center with the eyes, breathing in, hold, and on the exhale, let your entire body relax. Visually focus on the mind's eye, the images and the nothingness internally. Sit in pure silence. Let your thoughts come, see them, reflect on them, understand them, and with an exhale, blow them away. Breathe in. If in your mind, if in your body, it feels like you can't push further in your meditation, if it feels like that's the end for you, take a deep breath into the center of your chest. Slowly exhale and relax your body back in and bring yourself back in. Do that as many times as you need to, but do not disconnect. Push past the point of thought. Breathe in. Slightly bring pressure down on your eyes with your eyelids as you are breathing for the next few moments. If you are pulling down, many of you will see blue. Keep breathing and let these colors present themselves. Keeping that pressure down on the eyes. And relax your eyes. Again, sit in silence. Deep breath into the center of the chest, please. And release. Take a deep breath and bring your back to the center position, upright, lifting your spine, lifting your head, wiggling your toes, release your breath. You can turn your neck left and right, move your shoulders. Another breath into the center of the chest. And just hold yourself in this nice upright position for a moment, keeping your eyes closed, seeing what you see, feeling what you feel. Again, deep breath into the center of your chest. And on the exhale, slowly open your eyes. Wow, sorry I laughed. I did my eye technique at some point during that meditation too. And when I mentioned the blue before, it was just this absolutely beautiful, deep, deep, deep electric blue. And just now when I laughed, it was just this pink and yellow. It was just these absolute beautiful colors. And my thought was, man, when you love yourself, loving yourself doesn't mean going out and buying yourself something and treating yourself. Loving yourself means that you can close your eyes and you can be by yourself, not have a damn thing, and just absolutely love and see and create and be completely content within yourself and enjoy it. And that to me is the very definition of self-love. So everybody, I hope this was okay for you. Ah, that's cool. That's nice. Yeah, we had some rain yesterday. It's beautiful out today. I know you can't tell from the trees and stuff behind me, but the sky is blue. Some clouds. It does look nice. So everybody, anyway, have a beautiful day. It's 11:44. Really, 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 really great day. That's good. We'll see you soon. Namaste. God bless, my friends. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.